Well, what a difference a couple days makes. I just looking out. I was feeding the cows at the rail. Morning, cows. Looking out over the pasture and looking out over the forest and the pasture, and noticing what a difference a few days makes, and some warm temperatures. Grass is greening and coming up. It's a lot brighter, a lot greener than what I showed you previously. So I can't wait. I can't wait. I don't think the cows can wait. I am tired of the piles of reject silage that they won't eat, that I have to pull out. Calves and the heifers only eat so much of it. I'm tired of having to clean up all the wastage here, and we're getting rid of the silage wrap in the dumpster. I want to be done with it. I want the cows to be out grazing. It's a beautiful day today, though. Very warm. It was warm overnight, 50 degrees, probably 53, 54 right now. Supposed to get up in the 60s. Vet's coming shortly after milking, so we're going to put Nettle in the handling system. She had an injury last summer where she cut her teeth right through on a weekend when, excuse me, on a weekend when we couldn't get to a vet. Our vet was off, away, out of state. His locum refused to come out to the farm because it was too far to travel, and it would have been costly to do that. They wanted us to bring the cow into them, and it was going to cost $1,800 to sew up a teat. No, that isn't going to happen. So we did find a vet who could come in the afternoon. She's not practicing. She's still a student, I think, or just graduated. I can't remember which. Anyway, she suggested, and quite rightly, we hadn't thought of this, to use, because there was no way to suture it, not without anesthetizing Nettle and a whole big procedure, which this vet we got couldn't perform. But she did come, she did look at it. We cleaned it, we treated it, we gave her painkillers and stuff. But super glue. And, you know, keeping on top of it. And it was still milking. They were still milking that teat. The super glue worked. Glued the sides back together, no stitches, except there's this tiny pinhole in the teat, the side of the teat, up high, so that when her udder, she lets down milk and her udder's full, it squirts out. And unfortunately, that udder has an infectious type of mastitis in it, that quarter, that is not great, and we want to seal that up. Now, the vet says trying to sew that, you basically have to cut the teat again and really rework it, and it'd be expensive and not worth it. So he's going to try this other procedure, an older procedure that he knows about, that he's only done a few times, but he's going to try and see if he can't get that teat to swell, give it a little inflammation to cause it to close off. It should send a signal to the cow to, hey, don't make milk in that quarter, it'll dry itself off. And then when she's not lactating, we can try and fix that hole in her teat at another time. But right now, while she's just fresh, there's no real good opportunity to fix that hole. So a tiny, weird little pinhole. And if it wasn't for this type of mastitis that she has in that quarter, we might not worry about it, but it does make a mess. So we're gonna try and nip this in the bud. So he's coming to see her and check over a couple things, and then I'm gonna work on cleaning the calf pens and get ready for these 2 new calves, which are getting closer by the day. First steps out. Come on, end of the sunshine! Woohoo! Come on, sweetie. Zuzu's out. Come on, Althea. Hi, Zuzu. Come on, Bridget. Zoomies. Come on, babies. Where you going, Zuzu? Don't break your neck. Oh, now what are you gonna do? Get yourself in a right pickle there, missus. Peekaboo! Peekaboo! What are you gonna do? Gotta figure that one out, don't ya?
Do they drink water out of the...
Yeah?
Where's the other collar?
Careful!
Out of the water.
Hello, Althea. How's Althea? You gonna zoom in?
Okay, I think I have them all loosened up so that they can get caught.
Careful!
They would pull off.
Yep.
They're all hot.
Oh, careful.
You peeing on me. Althea. Zuzu.
If they would all come out, we could close the thing from them going back in. They can have access to their bail. I don't know if they'll do that. Whew, it is hot. It is now 67 degrees. Bright sunny day. The calves are doing great without their coats. I let them out and they frolicked all over the place. Got themselves good and worked up and now have settled down, thankfully. Because they don't have to bounce around the walls or the fencing. Always worry about them breaking their neck when they go ramming into something because they've lost control. But now it's so hot today compared to last ever. I don't think we've had a day this hot for a long time. It's been in the 50s, but it is sweating weather. And so calves are all panting. I got to find some way of getting them some shade. Of course, the container's heated right up. So having them outside, definitely time. But we do have to worry going forward about putting infants, the new calves, in this container, which I'm cleaning out. That's what we're doing right now. I'm just putting the manure bucket on so I can start shoveling the calf pen manure into it. I can get this one in easier, and it's also dirty. I like to keep the big chip bucket clean for feed and chip and stuff. But yeah, I'll go ahead and start mucking out that pen, getting it ready for the new calves. But I might put some kind of tarp up or something to give the container a little shade, because they're here at noon, absolutely none, no shade whatsoever. Back in today is a bit of an anomaly with the temperature. It's going to be 67 today. It's going to be 10 degrees cooler tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Thursday is also going to be cooler and rainy, I think. And then come Friday, it's going to be in the 70s. So definitely putting up some kind of shade, tarp or something, I think is going to be essential here to keep the sun off of the container. I don't want to cook the little I don't want to cook the new little creatures. Got to come up with something for that. Pens cleaned. I mucked them out. It's very wet and nasty, so I spread this volcanic mineral which binds ammonia, and that'll, as this dries out, it'll help grab that ammonia and lock it up so it doesn't volatilize and make the conditions in there a lot better. And then after today, maybe tomorrow, I'll put lime in there, and then I'll replace one of the pens. I'm gonna pull this one out and pressure wash it because it's pretty gross on the inside, and then let it dry outside. And we should be in good stead now for 2 new calves. I would love to have pressure washed this. I mean, there's obviously some shit on the back wall and some stuff, but getting this cleaned out, getting it dry out, and then liming it will go to a long way to prevent any problems. And the sun should help sterilize everything too. So that's the key, is breaking any. I mean, these calves are incredibly healthy, so I wouldn't have had a problem putting 2 new calves in with them, but it's just the chaos. Not enough room because that pen behind that gate there is still full of bedding. It needs to be cleaned out, but I'm not going to fight that today. This is plenty big for the next 2, even 3 calves that we have, especially with the 4 outside now. So I'm going to see if I've got something to put overhead. I think I can tie a tarp to that upper railing somehow. I still want to be able to close those doors, but if I can figure some way of attaching a tarp up there and stretching it down and tying it to the fencing, at least as a shade cloth or something. I don't know. It may be too windy. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go dump this manure, move these crates out of the way, and let the calves have the rest of this pen. Close the gate on that, let it dry out overnight. Just out here checking on the calves, And they couldn't be doing any better. They have decided that that bale is the best place to be. How, Zozo? What you doing there, bug? You guys have like wasted half that bale. Nice and cozy. So I put a hay bale in there specifically so they could pull it down and bed in it. The unit has dried out nicely. It's getting a little chilly and damp right now, but I may throw some lime in there right now. Or maybe I'll wait. I'm painting Allison's cream separator, so post a picture of it here. And so because I'm painting the separator, I don't want to be covered in lime. It's sort of an odd window right now. Because I'm painting and I got to do a couple coats. It's cooling down. The wind's picking up a little bit. I'd like to get that project done, but I need Allison's help. She should be returning any minute. But I'll have to wait an hour in between coats of paint. We're pushing up against the temperature plummeting to 40s and milking. So that's not ideal.
To say I find the pigeon coo is very soothing.
I don't find the pigeon shit soothing at all.
I didn't say anything about pigeon shit.
Joy is in the parlor for the first time. She's about to give birth soon, so she's here for her onboarding session and complimentary breakfast.
Also detailing.
Yes, we've shaved her back, we've scrubbed her udder, getting ready. She's due tomorrow.
We'll see what happens.
See what happens. We're gonna put her in a handling unit since we've got her. Hi, beautiful. All right, Joy's in the handling system. We'll be able to just not have to fight the cows. And we really needed to get her in the parlor, get her used to what happens in there. Shave her, wash her udder, touch her everywhere so that she's used to being handled inside there. She did great. She didn't flip out. She didn't do anything odd. It just makes it that much easier. If and when she, when she calves, not if, when she calves. And we can just handle that. What? Astrid has mucus. Okay. No rest for the wicked. Astrid, we've done some of that with some of what we just did with Joy with Astrid. Astrid could give birth before Joy, so who knows if we just made the right decision or not. It's anybody's guess right now. Heifers are always unpredictable. Moo Call is on 11% battery, so I'm going to go charge it and test it and get it down there. We'll put it on Joy, or maybe we'll put it on Astrid. I don't know. Anyway, they're both neck and neck with who could give birth first at this point. They're very close. They're only due 6 or 7 days apart, so they could sync up together in their own minds and give birth within a day, hours, who knows. Better to be prepared. Well, I've come down to put the Moo Call on Joy. It's fully charged now. We just tested it. It activated our phones appropriately. So the idea behind this is she's a heifer. She seems like she's in labor now. SmaxTech isn't showing anything. She's 2 hours, even though the antenna is right there. She's 2 hours behind in data. I don't quite know why that is. It's not got a strong connection to the cloud. So I'm actually going to move the antenna over here to see if that doesn't bring it beyond the shadow of the barn But again, because she is a heifer, she could go long, she could go short, she could calve on time or not at all. So I got to be lots of different places. She could calve in the middle of the night. We don't know. Certainly with the other cows now, I mean, Lottie's on her 7th calf, had her 7th calf for us. Bramble, who we just dried off, is on her 3rd calf for us. We know those patterns now. You know, I know the signs to look for. I know how to deal with the cows in their particular, like Libby. I know exactly the signs to read for Libby because she calves differently than any of the other cows. So, but with Astrid and Joy, I have no idea. They're heifers. It's the first time. So I just want to, it's variable weather. Today is not supposed to be hot and sunny. Both forecasts I looked at today were supposed to be cool, 56 tops, and overcast with rain tonight. So I don't want to risk missing a calf, having it born when we're not around, or her having complications, because also her being a heifer, we've had the 2 heifers in the barn with the cows who have just been beaten on them mercilessly as part of the hierarchical structure, constant shifting. So her calf could be transverse. I mean, we just don't know. So I am going to put the moo call on her early, and like I said, with Lana and Lottie, the Max Tech bolus was bam right on the money. It flagged them as being coming into the calving window. We put them in the holding pen, and they calved. Just as simple as that. With Libby, it missed it. I knew enough that the signs, kind of like Joy here, the calving indicator on Smax Tech was rising. Hadn't crossed the median line to say that she was imminent, but still all the signs were there. The signs are kind of there with Astrid and Joy too. I mean, I'm also watching Astrid because Astrid could calve at any minute now too. Although her Smax Tech line isn't rising, her birth line, calving indicator. We did just tweak. The other thing is we just did tweak the calving indicator sensitivity and turned it to maximum sensitivity because we missed Libby's calving. So that change also, I don't know how that's going to affect these next 2 calvings. So, yep. Until we've got a full herd worth of data, calving and knowing and reading all the signs, and I mean, I got something in my eye. I've got a pretty good handle on the data and the graphs and how to read them. There's a few things I don't understand. There's a few conditions. There's some training I still need to do, some learning, some webinars I want to watch. But I'm pretty confident that I'm reading the indications correctly in this case. So anyway, having an extra thingy so in case she calves in the middle of the night just seems to make sense. So let's get this on her tail. All right, moo calls on her tail. She didn't like it. I don't use it enough to know each time how to set it, so I put it on. It was correct, and I frigged it up by putting the snap latch the wrong way. Anyway, so she's gonna be happy in there. She's got plenty of water. Now I talked about putting a fly tarp over here, something to shelter her from the rain, but I just couldn't get it done with the wind we had yesterday. I didn't put one over the container calves either in their yard. It was just too gusty all the way through last night. It's calm today, but the wind's supposed to pick up again. So it's sunny and nice. She's got shade here in another hour. She's had shade all morning. So it's just right now it's 2 o'clock. So she'll go back into shade here soon. Just gonna open up a bale and top up the cow's silage. But, I gotta put this panel on. We took this panel off of here to access Nettle's bad teat the other day when the vet was here. Let me just give you a quick review of the Arrowquip system. What we got here. Now this is the 3300. This is the most basic unit. Now, we bought it. We paid for it with our own money. We owe we owe Smackstick nothing. We owe them their monthly fee, but we owe Arrowquip nothing. They owe us nothing. This is an independent review, purely my own. We paid full cash for this thing. We bought it because our contention, health and safety is important to us on the farm. I'd hurt my shoulder handling a bull calf. This was far cheaper than shoulder surgery. And so we bought it on that premise alone. I did lots of research. I looked at lots of different brands. I was influenced by online influencers about this. I got to say that. But they were UK influencers, so maybe the distance makes it better. I called up Arrowquip and I said, I had originally been looking at their calving pen, insert photo here, which is really nifty. It's a little different than the Crush, and I wanted it to set up in the barn or here to have a place to calve cows. But then I got looking at, after I hurt my shoulder, we said, well, we need something to be able to headlock the cows and work them and the calves and things, and something that could be retrofitted down the line with weigh scales, which this can be, and also to have some kind of handling system, because we don't have good gates or anything here. And so, and I also wanted it to be semi-portable so I could put everything on the skid steer and move it out into the field if we had to. Like if we have an emergency and we have to do something out there, I could move the chute out there. So I called up Arrowquip and I said, I saw online actually that they had a 10 cow handling system. And I said, what would the cost of that be? And what would that look like? And so they quoted this up, 7 of these 7-foot panels, 2 gate units. And the panels and the 2 gate units were a little bit more expensive actually than the Crush. About 50-50 maybe. And the Crush was, I want to say it was right around $4,000. And the other stuff was about $5,000, plus tax and plus shipping and lots of other little things they always ding you on. And so we said, let's do it. And I gotta say, Allison and I both agree, this is the best money we've ever spent on the farm. We didn't realize how much we were gonna use it. We didn't realize how easy it would be to use, that the cows would love it. This Arrowquip, I gotta say, is very quiet. I've used other headlocks and other Crushes before. It doesn't clang, it doesn't rattle, it just works easily and quietly. The cows don't freak out about it. I think every animal we've had here so far has been through this unit without issue. They don't care. They're not scared of it, which can happen with the big noisy units. And it's just simple to use. Now I looked online a lot of how to set these units up. And I looked for a place around here. I was going to put it in over here. I was going to put it up there. I was going to put it a lot of different places. And I happened to throw it here, even though it's on a slope, even though it's not ideal. And like you can see, like the gate there is hanging up in the air. I can't attach the second panel on there to go to the barn because it's hanging up in the air because of the slopes that we're dealing with here on this valley farm. So I put it here. Dumb luck, absolute dumb luck. Maybe it was the positive farmer intuition or something. This has been the best place to put it. I honestly can't think of a better place to put it. And when we change the parlor around, this unit can't go here because it won't work. I'll have to put it out behind that barn. But yeah, it's we can bring the cows out of the barn through that gate there into the Crush. They can go in and out there as a handling pen, as a birthing pen. They can come through the Crush here, and we can take them right out into a trailer parked here if we need to. We've done that plenty of times. Now we can run them back into the parlor and around. We can take them from the parlor and bring them out here, close this gate here. They can come out of the headlock and go into the parlor, or they can come out of the parlor and go back through the crush backwards, as it were, into the handling unit. It's just great. And then when we were having all those heifer outages this winter, we could swing this gate as a crowd gate behind them and move them with the gate, pushing them that way into, see where Joy's head is, and there's that very, again, with the slope and the way the ground is, we had to overlap the two panels there, but that actually acts as another gate. So we could set this spare panel and the other panel there up here and create a corral way to get the heifers into the handling unit pen. And man, that just, once I, in the middle of the night there in February, when I dawned on me that that was the way to go, wow, that was a game changer. So yeah, we love this thing. Best feature of all is the color green that it comes in. Yeah, and it's just so easy to use, and you know, all this stuff opens up. You know, it's not big, it's not fancy. We don't need that. We are gonna move, you know, maybe 20 animals through this a year, and they're dairy cows. And so even when we have beef animals, I don't think it's gonna, this will work just fine. It's not gonna be this won't be an issue with beef herd. Just a great starter unit for us, perfect for us, as a matter of fact. And so, yeah, the flexibility, the fact that these things can be opened so you can, and removed so you can get in there. This bottom panel comes off. The far side swings open. It's big enough for our biggest animal and small enough for our calves. So yeah, I'm just gonna put this panel back where it belongs right now, just so it's there. And yeah, I would like to get this mounted on a flat concrete surface in the back of the barn sometime with weigh scales. That'll also be important. It is really important if you have to dose your animals with medicine to know their exact weights, and for growth rates for the beef animals. So yeah, we will weigh this with weigh scales. Yeah, that literally only took a couple seconds to put back. And the vet saw this and said, wow, that's great. And he's had us make use of it a couple times now too. So just put it under cover was his only comment. So, all right, I am going to open this bale down here for the, but anyway, that's my review of the Arrowquip handling system after we've had it since the fall. 12 out of 10, really. This particular model, like I said, it doesn't have a lot of the bells and whistles. It can be upgraded. We can add things to it. It doesn't have, one thing I would add to this is a little unit right behind here called a vet cage, which allows you to enter from the side and get in behind the animals without that gate. I just set it up so that sort of works with the gate there. A vet cage would be nice, and at some point maybe a sweep tub, one of those circular things you sometimes see. Hi, Joy, sweetie. She is such a love. I had my doubts about Astrid and Joy. When they were heifers in the pasture last year, they were wild. But they are just lovely girls now. So yeah, you can add features to this, upgrade it. The guarantee and the warranty are great on this, and it just, as far as I'm concerned, why would you go with anything else? Now maybe there's price points, but yeah, no, the color green alone was worth the price.